Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enter-chan. Whoa! No, that is dirty. It is so dirty, no one's Let's try that again. These are the voyages of the Starship Michael Prize. Whoa! No, I am not a prize. I am not a prize to be won. I am the... let's one more time. These are the voyages of the Starship Doppelganger. That's right, Prime Michael Chan. We are the Space Michael Chans, and we are going to beam down and set our phases to kill, and then you are finished. And now, to open the Hellbound Podcast, behold, our new theme song. Thank you.
Welcome to the Hellbound Podcast.
I always feel like you've got to do that every episode now.
Yes, except when my kid is here and he's asleep. But today, he's not, and he is here. Our special guest today is my son, and we have another special guest.
His walking snack person.
Milk vending machine?
Milk vending machine, yeah.
But let's introduce ourselves first. I am C-list actor Michael Chan. You may have seen me in Star Trek Discovery Season 4. If you haven't, you can watch all of Star Trek Discovery on Paramount+. Yes, that is an ad. CBS, take note. I keep advertising for you, so bring me back. And who are you?
I am Alex Blackburn, the founder of the Hellbound Festival. And soon to be shed owner once it's complete, because it's going to take forever. It's currently a murder shed. Looks like somewhere you'd hide bodies, but
that's perfect, though. That is perfect for what we do. And let's not forget, anytime any of these filmmakers, want to try to bully us into giving them an award that's undeserved, that's where they go.
Yeah.
We just send them an invite. Tell them that, we're giving you a special award in person.
Yeah. Well, there's three.
We'll never see them again.
There's three separate people that I'm working with currently in different varying roles, and they've all three of them have mentioned, "Oh yeah, that looks like a murder shed." I'm like, "How do you know what a murder shed looks like?" So that's like,
they know from experience.
Yeah, probably, or watching too many shows as children, like.
I'm gonna say, if you're gonna build a murder shed, you got to have people of experience building murder sheds. This is so dumb. I don't know why my Zoom keeps switching it back to the webcam mic. So okay. for all those people who are listening to a lower quality intro, that's on me. That's on me. Also on my Michael Chan doppelgangers who keep coming to my home, sneaking into my basement, and switching the freaking microphone. I'm gonna come after you, all of you. I know what you're doing. You're like trying to make me sound bad on my own podcast. Well. It's on. It's on.
All I picture now with you, with all these different doppelgangers, is like one of the kitchen scenes in Gremlins. They've just got different Michael Chan heads. That's what I picture now.
I was kind of picturing like an Army of Darkness. Remember when you have those mini matches?
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, the one that comes out of his shoulder.
Yay, you're back. Okay, just more formally, we have two guests today. The first one is my wife, Jessica Flowett Chan, who is also one of the co-hosts of Slayer Talk, and also one of the cast members in Star Trek Radio Theater. She is a budding non-union voice actor, and if you guys need an amazing voice for any of your productions, like your YouTube videos or your voicemail or Hey, you do the best voice. I'll have you all know that we do real estate outside of like entertainment, and whenever we work for like home and condo developers, she is the perfect voice messaging system voice person. She's laughing, but it's true. So if you want your answering service to have the best voice ever, give us a call and hire Jessica Flowett-Chan, because she's amazing. She's an amazing voice actress. She also does amazing voices, especially all the crazy voices she does on Star Trek Radio Theater. Our other guest today is our son, whose name we don't really reveal in public because that's for him to choose once he's old enough to do it. He is very young. He's only 2 months old. But he's also very opinionated and deaf glaring me right now. Okay, I'll stop talking about you, buddy.
I did love that photo you posted with your hand in the shot, and it looked like your son's hand, but it was massive. That was hilarious.
Oh my god, I think he literally wants to kill me right now for talking about him.
Yeah,
Are you now, buddy?
No.
Really? Because that looks like a death glare. That's not I love you, Daddy glare. That's Baba. You're so screwed.
I feel like it's more rewarding for me. Don't you dare hand me off to Baba. Comfortable?
Just a little Slayer Talk update actually for Jess is that at some point very soon, once I have enough time, it'll be next week actually, because I have a week off. Yay! Work a week off my Joe job. I'll be putting the first season, I think I'm going to release it weekly, the first season of Slayer Talk as a official audio podcast. So it'll be on Spotify, iTunes, everything. So I just need to work it out. And then what I might ask you to do is to put tag a little intro on it, explaining when we originally put it together and how we're going to gear up for the end of the second season. And I'll work out some sort of intro which will explain why it's in its current, it was originally released a year ago. So we'll do that for the first season, have that little intro tacked on the front. But yeah, we'll do something cool with that. And we'll
all right. But back to the point. Yeah, I do think that the little mini evil Michael Chan doppelgangers are sneaking into this basement and messing with all my equipment. What do you think, Jessica? Sure. What, you don't think they're breaking in?
Sure.
I mean, these things are really sneaky, and we have a few entry points. Like they could slip under the garage door because even though it's low, just like little mice, they can kind of contort their body, go under the garage, and go into our walls, and then our drywall. We have some openings for the hose the hose bibs. So that's how they get into the basement, and then they come and mess with my microphone.
I love how that's gone this huge circle back to why your microphone set as it was.
Yes.
Well, if they are doppelgangers of you, tell them to get on the chores because there's a lot of laundry and dishes.
Yeah.
But they're tiny. How do you expect them to do anything other than mess with microphones?
They'll work together. The Army of Darkness. They.
Oh right, yeah. No, they tie him up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Doesn't he drink the hot water to try and kill them?
It. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. But joke's on them. If they try to tie me up, I like all that.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, babe.
Now he's glaring.
Yeah, now your son's glaring at me.
There's different pieces of a Michael Chan jigsaw in this podcast, which explains quite a lot.
How do you keep him on task?
I don't. I just let him. I let him steer the ship.
But this is part of the show.
The show, you haven't even started the show. This
okay,
is the
let's
intro,
start the show. There's a reason. There's a reason
in.
why Jessica is here today, and it's a surprise partially a surprise for Alex. But so 2 episodes ago, we had talked about choosing something to watch together. I mean, separately, but we both watched. Yeah. Alex and I watched a film, and then we come back and talk about it. And since Alex gifted me the amazing Shudder membership that that Jess and I now have and use. We chose a few films, but then I said there's this one film. It's a shorter film, and since my life and Jessica's life, our lives are so busy that a shorter film would be great. So I pushed Alex to watch The Amusement Park, directed by George Romero. Who, by the way, as some of you may know, is my... so I have two favorite directors. It's him and David Cronenberg. So, yeah, I saw George A. Romero's name on there. I was like, we have to watch this. Little did I know what I was getting not only Alex into, but my wife, my poor wife, who really needs real entertainment right now. And I subjected her to... Alex, describe this thing. What did I do to you two?
Well, for anyone listening or watching, if we ever release this as a video, you'd expect this to be some sort of horror or some sort of piece of entertainment that you can really sink your teeth into. But this was never really meant to be seen outside of the Lutheran Service Society. So this was never meant to be seen by the public. So it's only the George Romero Foundation that looks after his estate and his, whatever he currently owns or his family own. So this was never meant to be seen. It was just meant to be seen as an educational film about elder abuse and ageism. And initially, when I started watching this, I wasn't really meant. Was it meant to be a mockumentary, or obviously as soon as it starts and the opening of the older battered guy, it really hits home once you know the context of its release and the reasoning for it to be made and George kind of getting behind it. But as a piece of entertainment, it was how I felt about Schmidt, the Jack Nicholson film about the chap that loses his wife, and I almost get sent down a avenue of depression after watching that. And watching this, it was a very similar feeling. It was really effective, but I almost switched off about 20 minutes in, something like that. I did watch all of it, but I wouldn't watch it again. I'd never go to watch it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Since it was George A. Romero, I expected... I mean, okay, it is technically, in a way, it's horror. It's dealing with real-life horror because it's made for real life. It was made... to be a public service announcement, but a very long one. And if you guys look, like Alex, you sent me a YouTube video to look at, and they basically said that George A. Romero wasn't big at that point. He had messed up his deal with his first zombie film, so he was making nothing, and he essentially needed to work. So he took on basically anything. And this is one of those things he did before he did Dawn of the Dead. And so it's his style. It's his type of thing. Social commentary is his thing.
Exactly.
But it's like if he had made the money he should have made, I don't think he would have been attached to this. And then we would never be watching it anyways. But because he is, the way he portrayed it is very depressing. But it is horrifying. It's horrifying in the sense that it makes you think about the horrors of growing old in our world. And despite this film being made in 1975, it still resonates today in 2022, which is very, very sad that things have not changed. That is, I think, for me, one of the biggest horror aspects is the idea that nothing has changed.
Yeah.
Jess? Thoughts on the film that I subjected you to?
It was... I wish I'd had the context ahead of time.
Yeah. Because
I didn't know what to make of the intro. Because there's the intro kind of explaining how it was filmed and stuff. And I was like, I don't really this is weird.
Exactly,
I didn't really understand.
Weird is an understatement.
I was I didn't understand the context, so I was like, what?
It's almost like seeing an art house film that's, like an Andy Warhol installation with projectors, and then going to the cinema to see that with no one explaining this was originally how it was viewed.
It's a modern art piece that you would see at you don't know what this is, but Nuit Blanche. Have you heard of that, Alex?
No.
Nuit Blanche. And so here in Toronto, every year we have. Not during the
Didn't it
pandemic.
originate in France?
What?
Nuit Blanche. That's why it's French.
I have no idea if it originated in France. I just know in Toronto, once a year, and I mean, not right now during the pandemic. Hopefully they bring it back, but every year it's like a nighttime modern art, all around downtown Toronto celebration / It basically turns downtown Toronto itself into a museum, where an art museum, an art gallery, where you have all these massive installations, this artist creating these incredible pieces with light and sound and actors and everything. And this film felt very much like it belonged in Nuit Blanche, playing at, say, Maple Leaf Gardens, on a giant screen on the actual like hockey rink. Maple Leaf Gardens is no longer used as a hockey stadium, by the way, for those who are wondering. It's now a Loblaws supermarket. But anyways,
it's a palate cleanser, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was weird too, because like there was no sound mixing for. Like,
oh God, yeah.
I mean, no sound recorded for a majority of the film. They just kind of put like
Stop
crowd
sound.
noises in over top of things for like a majority of it.
It was very Terrence Malick in that way, in terms of the atmosphere and that, But I didn't know. I read into it, and they brought all the people you see in it. They brought them there. They bussed in people from care homes to be in the film.
I think that's what he said at the beginning, right?
Yeah, it was.
And he said like that was their only like social outing that they've had for
years.
For years,
like it's the most fun they've had. Doesn't that terrify you though? Like, it
feels like exploitation
at a very human base level. It makes you. It actually scares you. Like it's I have a lot of empathy for this, and just watching these people and knowing that in real life, this is the best they've had it in years.
I'm glad I had that context though.
Upsets me.
They had that one scene where he's on the roller coaster and he's supposed to be kind of like, I guess it's like representative of the ups and downs of things, but like he was looking terrified, but the couple in front, the elderly couple, was just like, this is the best, like woo! They were having so much fun. But it was the moments of being ignored, when he's getting off the ride and there's that woman sitting on that huge like box, and he was asking something. I think it was asking one of the guys that worked at the park to move it or to assist him. But then he went to a younger person. The younger person, he was listened to, and the idea of being ignored as you get older or when you're on your own and you're elderly is really horrific. It's really horrific.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
But the film worked in many ways. We're talking about it.
We are.
Yeah. No, and it's really fresh for us Canadians here, or at least especially in Ontario, because I don't know what happened in the UK with the pandemic, but our pandemic really like highlighted how poor our elder care system is. Like we had so many outbreaks, so many unnecessary deaths because they're so poorly run. I don't know whose idea it was to start for-profit care homes. That's obviously biggest mistake from the get-go, but like we actually had to bring in the army at one point to come in and triage. Yeah. That's how bad it was. And they said it was the army people that came in were shocked. They said it was like worse than a war zone, like how badly these people were treated.
Yeah, I think it's a Jodie Comer and Stephen Graham, two really good British actors that she plays. She's in Free Guy and The Last Duel. She's a Liverpudlian actress that's in Killing Eve as well, and she plays a nurse in a drama set in an old people's home or a care home. And it's her first night, and the pandemic hits. And when I came out of hospital and I started to watch that drama, I found it so difficult watching it. I was like, I can't watch this. It's still too raw for me. And I think this, if a lot more people watch this, hopefully it would affect some people not to be assholes to older people. You know?
Yeah, it's really sad. Like we've had two grandmothers in care homes, and both situations not great. Like
nope, they were treated so poorly.
My grandma, my aunt actually just she didn't live nearby, but she went and visited, and then she just said she'd had enough. My grandmother had dementia, and she was just left in her room by herself. And my aunt, God bless her, she's such a lovely woman, just said, I've had enough, and she took her home. And like, I don't know if anyone's taken care of an Alzheimer's patient. It's not easy. It's a 24-hour job. Like, you know, they wander, they can, you know, but my aunt took her home, and thankfully she was amongst family for her last years. But like that care home, for as much, like it drained her savings
it's exactly
to pay
the
for a
same
care
here,
home.
Yeah.
And they treated her absolutely horribly. Basically just left her in a room by herself most of the day.
Yeah, they're like vampires, you know, like when they're talking to the family members that help, you know, trying to organize payments and all that, the system of it drains you like a vampire, emotionally, financially, in many, many ways. And I've seen not my parents or anyone directly linked to me, but I've had friends in a very similar situation, Jess, and it is truly awful the way people have to suffer that way and how people are treated. When you see someone treated just poorly generally every day, it's shocking, but I can't imagine what it's like witnessing or seeing a family member being mistreated in a care home, because it's supposed to be, you know, a comfortable way to go out, you know.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. this film had the same. Horror. Yeah, so I'm never going to watch About Schmidt. I'm never going to watch the Amusement Park again. It wasn't amusing. It was horrific.
No, but just for people to know, it has a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I think that makes sense, because the kind of people that would seek out this film are definitely like big Romero fans, and I guess it would. Yeah. It's an interesting look into his style, his origins, you know.
And what he does when he's not on a big budget. I mean, he made this on a few $1,000s, right?
Yeah,
I love the
$37,000. Yeah, $37,000.
Yeah, I love the YouTube video you sent, Alex, because it explained that they were the Lutheran Church was so like shocked by the film that they like put it away and
they wouldn't
never
even
to be seen again.
Yeah, they wouldn't even. Can you imagine if it wasn't because George A. Romero was the director? This thing would never be released, period. But it's because it's part of cinematic history, and George A. Romero's a legend. That's why we're seeing this. Like, they were so just shocked
funny,
by
though.
this.
You want something that highlights the plight of elder care, and then you're like, when he kind of shows it in brutal fashion, they're like, that's too much.
That's too much. Let's bury this.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm going to highlight when I do my TEDx talk in next year. Is talking about what it's actually like on a COVID ward. I know it's going to be very raw for people, and especially people that have been in those situations. But that's what I want to highlight, and how my creativity helped me survive, and that's what I'm going to do next year. So that should be interesting.
Looking forward to watching or listening to that. Yeah.
I guess it just shows sometimes there's nothing scarier than real life.
Yeah,
it
really is.
I've got a couple of ideas for our next Shudder experience. Hopefully something slightly more entertaining. But I'm thinking, hopefully you've not seen this. I have mentioned this before in different forms, but there's a film called Black Sunday. I'm not sure if you've seen it.
I have not. I haven't even heard of it.
It's very similar to the idea of Frankenstein, but it's so beautifully crafted. It's a black and white Italian film, but the dubbed version, I think it's on Shudder, but the dubbed version is very, very good. It's not like a really awfully, poorly done one. But I'd recommend Black Sunday. But if we find something else between the three of us, we can kind of switch that out.
Yeah, I guess we'll.
I have a special request.
Oh, let's do this. What's your special request?
My special request, because I want to watch it again. Have you watched Maximum Overdrive?
there is a few people on the Hellbound kind of Instagram and all that. They've recommended this many times.
Yes.
I've never seen
I'm
it.
not the only one.
Oh, we have real recommendations now?
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah, Maximum Overdrive. Yeah.
I
Okay.
watched this as a kid. I think it's based on a Stephen King novel, and it's essentially like machines come to life.
Okay.
It has a scene I think you'll appreciate, Alex, with a vending machine. I won't say more.
All right. So,
But I remember it as a kid, and I was like, this must be even like worsely like campy than I possibly, because as a kid your standards are much different. So I'm like, I need to watch this again as an adult to see
That's
how
so
it
true.
holds up.
Is that on? Is it on Shudder?
I'm not sure. I thought of it when you guys were talking about horror movies, and I was
happy
like,
to
I haven't watched this one in so long.
do one for next episode and another for the one after. So Black Sunday and Maximum Overdrive. Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah, but I think you'll really. The opening of Black Sunday is one of my favorite openings in horror. It really is. It's horrific. It's dark. It's really rich. They've restored the film. I think it's 1954, something like that. But it's so good. It just like blew my mind. You know, when you see a movie that people have talked about a little bit, but this is a beautifully crafted film. The black and white looks sensational. No, 1960. It's only 86 minutes long as well, so an 86% Rotten Tomatoes score as well.
So today we are actually recording on First Contact Day, which is a Star Trek thing. So I thought to ask you guys, do you have a favorite horror-ish episode of Star Trek? From any Star Trek?
It's when I think it's a Next Generation episode. It's when they revert back to their race's prehistoric form.
Oh.
Where Worf is like this horned demon thing. It's like a previous element. Riker's like a caveman, and Troy turns back to like half a frog thing in her bath. It's a brilliant episode. It's really quite scary. And
I don't remember that.
And Picard's kind of losing his mind because he's reverting back himself to kind of this prehistoric man, and he slowly has to work out how to solve the problem for the crew members. So they're going back to how they're almost like the original form of each of the races on the ship. It's quite a scary episode. It's really, really good.
Ugh.
So for me, I was looking this up while you were talking on my phone. It's Night Terrors from the Next Generation. It's the one. Do you remember like they're having nightmares, and like one of Dr. Crusher's ones involved her going into this room. There's these dead bodies on slabs, and then they're covered in sheets, and then they all sit up.
I remember that. I don't remember the episode too well, but I remember that.
So as this.
Or when Barclay turns into that spider. I think that might be the episode.
The
one I'm thinking of is called Genesis. It's Genesis.
Genesis. Oh, I don't remember anything particularly terrifying to me about Star Trek. Maybe I just never saw the scary episodes. Because, I ever watched everything in syndication when it came to Star Trek. So you're kind of just at the whims of whatever the TV stations were playing. So I kind of got a lot of stuff out of order.
Well, Barclay has something to do with his DNA. He's like part spider. It might not be the same episode, but he's like against the glass in the not the engine room, and it's like he presses himself the glass like Rick Moranis in Ghostbusters, but it's like this half spider thing coming out of his head, and it's quite terrifying. But it looks amazing.
I don't remember that.
I'll have to do a full rewatch of TNG, as I feel like I missed a lot, or I don't remember a lot of episodes.
I'm gonna try and share my screen.
I think the reason, I don't know why nothing stands out for me for TNG, because when I think of like horror TV, like the things that really stick out to me are like the X-Files episodes that like.
Oh my!
That's Worf's. That's Klingon, what the original form used to be.
Oh wow!
So Alex is showing using screen share on Zoom right now to show us.
That's
oh my
Troy,
god!
Yeah, she's like half frog, and she can only survive in the bath.
Oh my god.
Oh, that is horrifying.
That is terrifying.
Great episode.
So Night Terrors. The Enterprise gets trapped in a Tychon's rift, an energy-absorbing rupture in space, where all but Data, Troy, and Guinan experience rising hallucinations and paranoia.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, just trying to find a picture. I'm just going to show you on my.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh my!
So I'm showing Alex the picture of Dr. Crusher with the bodies sitting
Something
up.
so scary about like opaque bags and people being covered. It's so scary.
Yeah, the uncanny valleyness of it, like.
But also,
what's underneath?
As a kid, when I watched that, it actually gave me nightmares. Like I couldn't sleep properly for weeks after that episode.
Well, it's like the shower curtain. Do you remember the shower curtain in oh god, what the hell is the film called? Jack Nicholson Kubrick film.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
No, in the hotel, in the Overlook Hotel.
Oh, The Shining, sorry.
In The Shining, is you see the woman in the bath.
Oh.
For a small
couple
of seconds behind the opaque shower curtain. Yeah. And there's something really terrifying about not actually seeing it. It's
It's always find interesting about horror is that it's almost like the less you show, the scarier it is. Yeah. Like I know I found that with that. Oh, what movie was that? One of the was it? I always forget the names. It was Sinister. I always mix up the names. Do you remember which one I'm talking about? The kid who goes astral. The whole movie, he's like the kid astral projects in his dreams or something.
I remember what you.
And there was a demon kind of after him, and he was almost like the less they showed.
Not Dreamscape.
It was no. It was.
Is it a Blumhouse one?
Yeah, it's a Blumhouse one. I don't remember because they all have names like Sinister and.
It's either Insidious or Sinister.
Insidious or Sinister. Yeah, I always mix up which one's which. Insidious, but yeah, the demon like. The less they showed, the creepier it was. But at the end,
like Darth Maul?
At the end, they do a full reveal, and he just looks like Darth Maul, and like the terror was just gone. You're just kind of like, I'm not scared anymore.
Yeah, he's got
that
kind
guy in makeup.
Yeah, that's Patrick Wilson in that as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so he just kind of looked like Darth Maul. So.
You.
Yeah, it was like the terror was gone for me.
So Jessica has to take a call. She's on the phone, but we shall continue.
That's fine.
Yeah, so Night Terrors.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Do you remember that episode now?
I do. Now you showed me that clip of Crusher. Oh my god, that's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrifying. They're interesting. Wait, I have to look this up because I remember seeing an interview, and I think I seem to remember it was Whoopi Goldberg with the Star Trek connection. I think it was her that had a job like as a younger person in a morgue. That was their job, one of their part-time jobs, and they showed up for their first day, and the boss or whatever wasn't there, and they heard like a banging, and like someone came out of the drawers, like the morgue drawers, and it was her boss, and she's like, now you've experienced the most terrifying thing you could possibly imagine in this, so you'll be fine going forward. That was like their introduction. I have to look up who that was. I remember seeing that at a celebrity interview. But
I've just come across by accident the 9 scariest episodes of Star Trek Next Generation. Number 9 is Genesis, and number eight is Night Terrors. So that's very interesting.
What's their number 1?
So number 7 is The Next Phase, 6 is Power Play, 5 is Schisms, 4 is Phantasms, 3 is Conspiracy. That has a really disgusting, like, Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of death effect in it. Q, Who is number 2, and Frame of Mind. Oh, that's Riker's episode, isn't it? Oh, that's good. God, that's good. That's what I loved about the X-Files. I really loved those Monster of the Week, really terrifying episodes. There was one about a guy who was in, I think he was a mortician, but he killed people, and he basically cut their hair and dyed their hair before he killed them, and it was just horrific.
Oh my goodness! I'm curious, why is the Beverly Crusher ghost sex episode not on any of these lists? Because to me, that's horror. Absolute horror.
Isn't she in like the Scottish?
Should be number 1 without a doubt.
Isn't like she like some Lothario English gentleman or Scottish lord or something?
He's English, which is funny because like the whole planet was apparently settled by Scottish people, so everyone has these absolutely terrible Scottish accents.
Yeah.
But then the ghost is British.
Yeah.
Which,
oh,
like,
God.
I mean, if he was trying to, as an English guy, trying to romance some Scottish ladies, I don't think that would have worked so well.
No, they'd have cut him up, put him in a pie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
It's funny.
God.
My mom always joked she was tricked by my dad. He's English, but he actually went to high school in Glasgow before he moved to Canada. So she claimed he had like a Scottish accent when he came over. He used to say stuff like "struth," and she's like, "I thought I was getting a Scottish guy, but he was."
And you can always test him whether he's wearing a kilt, whether he's wearing underwear or not as well.
No, my dad. I don't know.
that's
God,
how
I
you
can't
know.
even imagine my dad wearing a kilt.
If Maximum Overdrive is on a service, I think we go with that next week. If not, we should go with Black Sunday. It's actually got the mask. There's some of the Italian title for it, but it is called Black Sunday on Shudder.
Nice.
Let me just check. This is a very useful. I don't know if you've ever used this. It's called JustWatch.com.
Okay.
It's a really good website, and it'll tell you. You just put in your country, and they will tell you what streaming services have the movie. So it looks like for us, nobody has it, but we can buy, we can buy it for like $7.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's cheap.
And let's see for the UK. Why are you not giving me?
Where's the UK?
Oh,
What about England? Man, because of Brexit, it seems you guys got kicked off the list. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Well, we'll figure it out. And the last thing I want to talk about, since we haven't really done this in a while, is horror toys. I just saw at Walmart the coolest thing. It's not super scary, but have you ever heard of Luigi's Mansion, the video game?
Yeah, I used to play that.
Awesome. So, for those of you who don't know, Super Mario from Nintendo has a brother, Luigi, and he has his own video game series where he tackles ghosts in a haunted mansion. And the latest game, which I have but haven't started playing, but probably should, the latest game on Switch is Luigi's Mansion 3. Now, in conjunction with that, LEGO has released an entire series of Luigi, I guess, Lego sets, but a lot of them, or if not all of them, are based around Luigi's Mansion. So they originally released the Mario sets for Lego, and I actually have the starter set. And what's special about the Mario sets is that the Mario is actually electronic. So it's a little, like, it's not a normal Lego minifigure. He has, like, screens on him. His eyes and kind of blink and stuff, and his chest has this screen that allows you to see what's going on. So you build essentially a world, like a track from the video games, and then as you move Mario along this track, you bounce Mario off of certain I guess key Lego blocks, and then his screens will react to those blocks. So now they finally released the Luigi sets, and you can go and bust some ghosts.
Oh, awesome.
So I think that's pretty cool for all you Nintendo/horror fans out there. This, if you guys want to look it up, I saw the sets at Walmart. You can probably go to Lego.com and look at the sets there. Amazon, I know, has them. Very exciting stuff. I'm very excited about these sets. Definitely look, for me, a lot cooler than the Mario sets, because you can be Luigi. I actually prefer Luigi to Mario.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because that game, when that game was first out, I absolutely loved that. Love that.
So there we go. That's horror toy news on Hellbound.
And one little last thing from me is there's a new Ghostbusters game that looks fantastic called
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. That looks terrific.
It does look good.
Yeah.
Very excited about that.
so it looks like for us it's on Prime. I don't know in
Oh.
the UK.
We have it on Prime. Nice. Maximum Overdrive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go for that. I'll tell you what.
All right,
I'll put
let's do it.
a short poll out on Instagram tomorrow. asking which one we should watch, Maximum Overdrive or Black Sunday first. So we'll do that. and see what people think.
Cool. All right. Anything else from any of you before we sign off?
Oh, there was a nearly horrific moment, horrifying in many eyes. I don't know if there's any particular parts of the body when you see it in a horror film that's, if something happens to that, you reach for it. I was walking down the stairs today and I kicked the corner of some woodwork and I had no slippers on or socks and I nearly lost one of my toenails.
Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So I've got bruising on my foot, but
Oh, that's so. I don't know what it is about toenails. Like anything in movies where they go after toenails.
yeah, like
I'm
in The
like,
Fly.
nope, I cannot. Like them peeling off, then being pulled out. No, thank you.
Yeah, it's grim, isn't it? It's grim.
No, yeah, I can't deal with it. I just.
Yeah, nails. Yeah.
I like totally. You watched. I talked about. Did you talk about Fresh last time? I haven't had a chance.
Oh right, I finished Fresh.
Oh, I don't know if you talked about it, but yeah, it was a movie on Disney Plus. But I actually just checked out of that movie early because I thought there'd be some stuff going on with body parts getting missing. So I was like, oh no, thank you.
Instead, we watched something else that you chose that ended up having worse. We'll talk about a movie next time called The Platform. We watched it. It's a Spanish movie. It's a.
Oh yeah, I've been trying to find movies for him that are kind of out there.
We'll talk about it next time. If any of you listening want to check out a film that it's semi-horror but also social commentary, try The Platform. It's a good think piece. That concludes this episode of the Hellbound Podcast. If you like what you just heard, you can follow us on Instagram at the Hellbound Podcast. If you have cosplay, makeup, music videos, or any other media you would like us to feature on our social media, please send us a private message on Instagram. If you have movie suggestions, TV show suggestions of any kind, also send us a private message on Instagram. Again, that's at the Hellbound Podcast. And also, please do us a favor and subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast app or platform. And if there is the option to rate us, give us 5 out of 5 stars, 10 out of 10, 5 out of 7, which is perfect. No, I'm kidding. Seriously, give us the top score because it gets us on the front page or front whatever of the platform or app, helps us get more listeners and allows us to do more for all of you. So, one last time, our social media is at the Hellbound Podcast. Harness the darkness.